I'm joined today by Coach Darcy, and we are here to guide you through the ins and outs of a lifestyle that's transformed not just our lives, but the lives of countless women navigating the waves of perimenopause and menopause. Whether you're here to shed weight, understand your body better, or simply find a community that gets it, you're in the right place. So sit back and enjoy the next few minutes as we tackle the hot issues of today. Good morning.
Morning.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm in a different location.
Yeah?
And there's snow.
That means that it is spring break?
Yeah. And we had a big old flurry mess coming up here. And then
it's coming in?
Yeah. It was like couldn't see in front of you because it was snowing so hard.
Wow. I think you should cancel spring break when that happens because that's not fair.
Well, that's true because the boys brought their baseball equipment. They're like, "Hey, we should practice our baseball this week." And well, there's a lot of snow on the ground, so
yeah. Yeah, no, I'm not about it. I was promised that this was the last side of winter that we're going to find, though. I was promised that.
Who promised you that?
The weather guy. The weather guy said it when we went down to the basement because of a tornado on Sunday night. He said, "This is the last bit. Promise." It's like a politician right there.
Yeah, I feel like that's false you can't play God.
No, they think they're smart, and I think they just wanted us to have a better mental health outlook this week, and it might work. Yeah. But I really believe it.
Hey, I see that you aren't banned anymore. Are you not banned anymore?
Yeah, I still am, and I'm on cue to be banned again because I posted something yesterday that said, about abstinence and being a sugar addict. Is it okay to have some sugar if you're a sugar addict? And I said, well, is it okay to do half a line of Coke instead of, whole thing of, a whole line? I don't know what they call it, but is that okay? And really, no, you can't. If you're an addict, you're an addict, and even a little bit hurts you.
Yeah.
So my friend shared it on her page, and she was banned because they said she was drug dealing, and that's illegal.
What? They're not reading these posts. They're not reading it. What in the world?
No, they're not. They're not. So I'm the author of it. So I'm just bracing myself.
I thought that this whole like controlling what is posted, it was like lightened up quite a bit, but
maybe for everybody else.
Yeah, you get to test the boundaries.
Yeah, I do. Yep. And I'm not going to shut up either because sugar addiction is just as bad as a narcotic addiction. And so I'm going to speak about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. You having a good week?
It's cold, like I said, but yeah, it's a better week.
Yeah.
We're going to be up in our cottage for a week, and hopefully it warms up.
Yeah.
So then we can go outside and play baseball.
For sure. Yeah. So what are we going to talk about today, Coach?
Well, you're a new grandma.
Oh, yeah.
Forgot about that part.
That was exciting. That was really exciting last week. We were just, the baby came to see us on Sunday. I said, can you just imagine that she wasn't here last week the same time? She's beautiful. Mama is doing wonderful. She's enjoying her newborn, and we are enjoying her. And it was kind of funny because, every parent has this idea of how things should look. And our son Alex was like, I want to introduce baby Evelyn to Cassie, and I want to introduce them. And I think he pictured this beautiful moment of, oh, there she is. Oh, he was ready to send her back to the hospital. He warmed up. They sent me a picture later that afternoon with him finally holding her. So he is going to find he has a new BFF, and he's going to love every bit of her. I know we do. It was a good week. So,
So our topic, if you want me to kind of open the door to it,
Yeah.
has been kind of ever present in the forefront of my eyesight because I work with a lot of students. And I also just, when you are aware of something, you see it then often, I think.
Yeah.
And so even talking with students, you ask them, "Hey, how are you doing?" And they're like, "I'm tired. I'm
Tired.
tired." That's their response to everything. And then in their hand, they have energy drinks.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I've also noticed, like, we've gotten in our town, we've gotten two to three new coffee shops / drink shops
Mm-hmm.
that's not Starbucks. And we have plenty of those around us now. So not only do we have all these coffee shops
Mm-hmm.
that they don't really truly only sell coffee, they are selling these highly dyed, sugar filled sweet drinks with
Mm-hmm.
energy drinks and with those.
Yeah.
So I've not like, it's just like there's always an energy drink in somebody's hand,
Mm-hmm.
but yet they're still exhausted.
Right.
So we've
Right.
got coffee shops, like these dessert energy drinks that
Mm-hmm.
they're consuming the energy drinks that it's their daily dependency, and it's not occasional use either.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so it's becoming more of an epidemic because although they're consuming these drinks, they're still exhausted. So I like how we linked what you linked together with this,
Mm-hmm.
with what we resort to. Can you explain a little bit more about how you linked this epidemic of energy drink consumption to what we do as coaches?
Yeah. Well, and I think it's human nature. It starts when we're teenagers. It starts with these legal drinks. I can't even imagine working in a high school right now. I cannot imagine, it just, what are these teachers doing, with these, because with these energy drinks come the crashes right after. So you come into school with these energy drinks, because you have to be awake instead of actually going to bed early and taking care of your body. I just can't imagine how the teachers must feel. But we do the same thing as women and men who, we're looking for the next hit, because we're not taking care of our bodies in the correct way. We're looking for that next hit and that next thing to give us the energy. It's like, where's the next drug? Where's the next drug? What is the next thing I can shoot into my body? What is the next thing that I can do? I have to have this in order to exist instead of fixing the root problem. And so we see it in our practice as well. Now, I have a question before we start talking about this. Are we talking about coffee here? Or are we talking about those nasty chemical drinks and sugar?
Well,
Let's make that clear, because that's going to shoot me in a direction of coaching.
I could ask you the same question that I had a student ask during small group at church. She said, "Can the Bible become an idol?" Think about that one. So
Yeah,
I think,
right.
if that's one where you kind of think, okay,
Yeah,
well, yeah, I think it can be actually, with those
yeah,
Bible thumpers out there. But it goes deeper to that. But I think when you're just having coffee, like, most people don't just have black coffee, they sugar it up. Most people
right.
don't choose to grind their own beans that's organic. They just, get the pre-ground mold filled coffee, and then also sugar it up with all of their syrups and the caramel and all those things, all the milk that's used in the coffee. So
It's about ingredients and the
it's,
crap that is in that and the drugs that are in those drinks and the sugar. I mean, the sugar,
yeah.
even if you don't have an energy drink and you drink a latte, caramel macchiato. I was watching Senator Kennedy on the Senate floor talking. He just unleashed the ingredients on these caramel macchiatos. It was so funny how he said it, because he's from the South. And some of the things he couldn't even pronounce. But the sugar in those are just as much as like 3 donuts in one setting. And so, you got the sugar factor, and then you've got some of those, like the Celsius drinks, have car acid in them. There's one
Yeah.
ingredient that is a car acid.
Right.
And I know my kids struggled. Our second born, he was drinking those energy drinks, the Monsters, and I don't know what all he was drinking, but he went into heart palpitations and he had a serious issue with his heart. So we're talking medical, emergencies, as well as just becoming addicted to these things that give you fake rest.
Yeah.
You started to talk about it's fake, it's masked, it's disguised as energy, and then you have a crash.
Yeah. Yeah, that's called so that's like the caffeine that blocks your adenosine. I think I'm saying that right. And that's your brain's I'm tired signal.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not allowing that your body to naturally function when you are constantly boosting it.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't fix the root problem of your tiredness. It just masks it. It's like when we are feeding ourselves medication that for diabetes, type 2 diabetes to be exact. We are just masking the root issue. We're not fixing it. But then with it, when you have the illusion of energy with these energy drinks, it triggers your stress hormones.
Mm-hmm.
And that adrenaline and all those things are constantly being used. It's like fight or flight mode all the time.
Right. Even with the
So,
sugar-free ones,
yeah,
even with those, that it impacts your glucose and spikes your insulin. The drill, team. In the presence of insulin, you cannot lose weight. So that's where the blockage comes from. Yeah. Completely. So it's borrowed energy, is what you're saying.
Yeah. And that becomes, a form of insulin resistance, even without the sugar that you're talking about. You get the inflammation. I mean, you're not talking about inflammation in just your joints or your knees, but I believe that there's a lot of inflammation in the brain. So you get like that total metabolic dysfunction from the head to the toes. And, then caffeine itself decreases insulin sensitivity. It makes your body need more insulin to handle the glucose, and it needs more and more and more. So your your brain is signaling all this to your body when really it can, help itself by proper ways of dealing with sleep deprivation. Deprivation.
Yeah, that's totally true. It's absolutely devastating to your pancreas. Your pancreas is like, hey, I'm done. I don't want to keep making this this insulin for you to resist it and then go store it as body fat. So that's a lot of people think that they're drinking free calories when they drink sugar-free drinks, and that is not the case. And that's the best case scenario, sugar-free, right? That's not including the chemicals that they put in there, the gasoline, the engine oil, all of those things. I wish I would have looked before to see what that ingredient was. It was specifically in Celsius, because my son came to me and said, hey, I think I found a healthy one. There is no healthy one. There is no healthy one.
No.
It's not. But that's where people think, oh, it's 10 calories in this. It's not doing anything to me, when actually everything based around weight loss happens around insulin. When you're spiking that insulin, you're storing fat.
Yeah.
So
I'm wondering why my computer is not. Hold on. Pardon me while I figure out, because it looks like it's going to die on me soon.
Oh boy. I got mine plugged in.
I have it plugged into the wall, but it's in the red.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So anyway, the one other place that I see people drinking these energy drinks is probably the place where most people are trying to be healthy and make healthy choices, and that's the gym.
Yeah.
You see people chugging these drinks down in the gym, and it's to boost their workout, and it's not doing that. It's actually like giving you a high and some energy when you're working out, and then you crash afterwards, when working out is supposed to give you a dopamine high, a natural one, so that after you do work out, then you feel fantastic. And that's not the case for these people.
Right. I always say, you know, we're medicating ourselves so much, we're drugging ourselves so much, we're drinking so much, and we forget, and I forget about this in our coaching practice too. Go back to the basics. What was working for you? When you were completely drug free, and I'm going to include those energy drinks in there as a drug, what worked? Was it getting, what is it? Was it turning off your lights an hour before you go to bed? Was it getting rid of the blue lights that are, you know, streaming from our devices? What is it that is hindering your sleep? It's not an energy drink that's going to fix that. It's going to be fixing the behavior behind that. And so I always think, go back to the basics. If you're struggling with energy, what are you doing? Take inventory. Go through your life and look and say, hey, what is it that I'm doing? What have I changed since I got tired? What have I changed since I don't have energy? Are my hormones okay? And so doing an inventory is much safer than grabbing that Alani. And you can develop, I don't know if you've done this, you can develop a tolerance to these where like a drug, you need more. Or it doesn't work anymore. Coffee's that way with me.
Yeah. And that's the focus of focusing on the opposites of what you just talked about. Like instead of dehydration, focus on water. That's really hard because we don't like water, but make it appealing. Maybe that's, you know, adding some lemon juice or something in your water that is getting you to drink your water. Mine is using Keto Chow salt electrolytes. That helps me make sure, and getting a cute little, you know, cup to go alongside it that you can carry around, and it's easy to refill. And you know, that is it's a great source of making sure that your body, oh no.
What?
My screen went out. I don't know what's happening.
Ah.
You might have to end this yourself.
I might have to land the plane. I'm prepared.
Oh shoot.
I still see you.
You do? Okay, I'll still smile. My screen's black. So
oh boy. Yeah. Well, basically what we want to just pass along to you today is number one, if you're struggling in this, if you're struggling with low energy, are you getting your vitamins? Have you taken your vitamin D? Have you gotten your sleep? Have you worked on your, you know, like we said, do the inventory. And then when you fix all of that, then you can assess again. But it's really, really important, especially if you're on a weight loss drug, to not chase shiny objects. Just because there's a product, just because there's a drink, just because something says this is healthy, you find a lot of those in those bars, the health bars, you know. How are you doing, Doris? Are you still with us? Looks like she is no longer with us, but it's really, really important. When I have a client say, hey, there's a local health bar, you know, right down the street from me. I bought this for a long time. I say, what are the ingredients? What are those ingredients in there? Are they clean ingredients? Are they really sugar-free? Because a lot of these sugar-free drinks actually have sugar in them. A lot of them have maltodextrin. A lot of them have ACE-K, which is aspartame. I can't pronounce it, but it's called ACE-K. That's sugar. And they can hide it because of the regulations. They can hide these sugars under these, you know, big, huge names that look healthy sometimes. And so what I say to these people who say, well, what about this local, you know, this local health bar? What do I do? And I say, give me a list of the ingredients and we'll chat about it. Because some drinks, you know, they'll have L-theanine, they'll have, you know, magnesium, they'll have some vitamins. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about, you know, sugar-filled, chemical-filled drinks. And when we rely on this stuff, it's just like a drug. You're going to give up something, right? Thankfully, Darcy left us in a nice pose there. But that's the topic. Are we chasing the next drug to fix something that we could naturally fix? If you can naturally fix this, go for it. Do it that way. Stop running to the nearest grocery store for your next fix to keep you awake. It's like compounded interest. When you put this stuff in your body, including, you know, the GLP-1 drugs, the even the peptides, all of those things, when you put something in your body to depend on it, you're going to have a tolerance to it. It's going to stop working. These energy drinks will stop working. These drugs will stop working when you don't fix the root and when you don't change the behavior behind why you have that struggle in the first place. I think this goes, goes even for the medication. Even for the pharmaceutical drugs that you are, that you're putting into your body just because the doctor says, hey, I've got a prescription for you. So it goes the same. All of these things that we ask ourselves about fixing the root of your issue go from the energy drinks, the fake vitamins, all the way down to the prescription your doctor gives you. If he's giving you a prescription, he's not telling you how to fix the root of that problem, I would fire him, because most every disease can be fixed with a metabolic fix. And so I think, that we talk about energy drinks, and I do believe, I'm radical, Dars. I do believe that they need to make it illegal for our teens, because I think
I
they're
agree.
hurting themselves. They're
I mean,
hurting.
if you have to have an ID to buy cigarettes, or if you have to have an ID to purchase even a gambling card, you should have, a ID to or be getting these energy drinks for sure.
Hopefully this is something RFK will take a gander at and look at to see, hey, this is really hurting us here. But yeah, we encourage you, if you are struggling, looking for that next fix, how about you start with the root? Let's fix your energy first. Let's fix your hormonal balance. Let's fix the root cause of what's going on, right?
Yeah.
Anything else to add, Dars? Short session today.
There was a slight mishap with my computer. So I'm not sure all the things that you covered, but I think you're right when it comes to making sure that you in general let your body do what it's supposed to do, and finding the root reason first before having dependency on something that's super addictive. And I think that's what these energy drinks are. It's another form of addiction that is created. And unfortunately, it is with these young students that have this new addiction. I'll say one thing. I went to a, uh, a church camp, and that was the thing that these students drank a lot of. And I had a couple myself, because I was up till like wee hours in the morning making sure these students were behaving themselves at a church camp. I know, just making sure they're in bed. And we got to bed late, and so the next day you're up at 6 a.m., going to bed and not sleeping very well. So I was dependent on some of that energy drink. But when I got home, I just had a major jet lag.
Yeah.
Because I don't normally drink the energy drinks. I used to, and then it just wasn't beneficial. But you can get the jet lag from that, and it's like, there's nothing that will cure it until you get that adequate amount of sleep. And so once I was able to catch up on that sleep, my body naturally started to work the way it was supposed to.
Yeah.
And it just saddens me to hear that there's so many tired students out there because they stay up late, and they're like, why am I staying up so late? Well, not just because you're a student, it's because you're giving yourself these energy drinks that's not allowing your body to rest.
Yeah. I would really like to know the addiction fact of this. Like, do you need more energy drinks when you crash? What is the addiction factor to these things about needing more physically before you're even able to wake up? I don't know. And, it is harmful as this is for me to say, I do have to think about my coffee intake. I'm a coffee addict. I know it. I've been that. But I wonder sometimes, all right, cup, 2, I probably shouldn't drink a pot a day.
Yeah.
So anytime you medicate yourself to fix something that could be fixed naturally, that's a red flag. It's a red flag. And so it's just good. Do an inventory. If you're listening to us and you are chasing that next drug that's supposedly going to help get this fat off your body, if you're chasing the next shiny object, do inventory. You have to beat yourself up. Just say, you know what? I think those crazy coaches, in the middle of winter, they had something going on. Maybe I am chasing something that if I just put some hard work and grit into it, that I could fix myself, like with a stick or something.
Well, I think everything has a chain effect too. Like once
Mhm.
you are, trying to fix it with an energy drink, it then affects your, the actual energy that you have. But then you wonder, like, why do I have such heavy brain fog?
Yeah.
Why can I never constantly have a clarity in my head? Well, we fix that with, we fix that naturally with our lifestyle and the food
Mhm.
choices that we make. But it
Mhm.
also, like, if you are on keto, if you are on carnivore and you still have brain fog, there's probably another root reason. And so, like Monica said, that this will be my final thought is, like you said, you need to do an inventory of what
Mhm.
your lifestyle is like, what you're doing to not maybe give your body the way what it is truly needing, because it can come down to the deep down inside mitochondrial, like you can break your mitochondria
Mhm.
because of the choices that you're using, and that's your factory. The
Mhm.
mitochondria is your cell's factory that puts out the energy so that it knows what job to do,
Mhm.
and where to go next. And when it doesn't know where to go next and it's not working properly, then no,
Mhm.
you're not going to have the energy that you're looking for. Even
Right.
if you are eating healthy, even if you are focusing on your protein and things of that sort, if you
Right.
are breaking your mitochondria, you have a deeper problem.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's hard to, when you're going through the day's worth of stress and the tiredness, and some of you guys have really fast paced lives, and it's hard to do that because it does take time to undo the stuff we've done to our bodies. And so it takes time and it takes patience. But when you're committed to it, it's like that story that we always talk about with the wood chopper, having to sharpen his tool before he can sharpen or chop down any more trees. Sometimes we got to stop and fix things first,
Hmm.
and then the reward for stopping is you lose weight, you get your energy back, and you are a person again.
Hey,
So
by the way, did you know that story is actually in the Bible?
yeah,
Yeah, I read that the other day. I'm like, oh, this is the woodchopper story. This is.
that's cool. That's cool. I just talked to somebody online. We're dealing with an energy crisis here in Indiana, and I was talking to her. We're building this grassroots organization, and I was telling her about the story about how Elijah was so tired. He needed to know God was working. He needed to see, and so God showed him oh no, it was the story of Gideon. We're talking about a lot of things, but the story of Gideon and how how they won that war with a tiny amount of people because they clashed their jars together, and the enemy thought there were millions of them, and that's how they won. And she's like, "Well, I'm not a person of faith, but I also believe the squeaky wheel gets the grease." Like, yeah, there's a secular story. You do you. That's exactly the squeaky wheel gets grease.
Yep.
So,
This one
all
was
right.
about sharpening your axe
Uh huh.
in
Yeah.
between.
Yep. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
between chops.
That's awesome. Well, you have a wonderful vacation. I'm going to come crash your party probably Thursday.
Okay. Awesome.
So,
Here.
if you need help, if you need coaching, if you are tired of living drug to drug, tired of the addiction, reach out to us. kmhealthcoaching.org is our website. You can find Coach Darcy there. You can find myself there. Just get on the phone with us. Talk to us. What are you struggling with? Because we don't want you in the wrong program. So we're here to help you. And yeah, here every Tuesday, 11 a.m. Eastern.
Yep.
All right.
That's, have a great day.
We'll see you next week, guys.
Bye.
Bye bye. I didn't queue up my
Uh-oh.
exit. All
Clark
right.
knows.
All right, here we
Clark
go.
knows.
See you later.